She's the First Lady of the United States, but some members of the fashion police believe that her choice of attire is dead last in the style rankings. Here are some of Jill Biden's most inappropriate outfits. Jill Biden's colorful flower shift was the perfect choice for a ladies who lunch date. However, the $2,700 Dolce & Gabbana dress was arguably an inappropriate outfit choice to witness her husband sign in H.R. 49 in June 2021, designating the National Pulse Memorial in Orlando for all the victims of the 2016 mass shooting. Jill and Joe Biden were joined by members of his administration, survivors of the shooting, and victims' family members in Washington, D.C. 49 people were killed and 53 wounded in what was one of the USA's most deadly mass shootings. Unsurprisingly, it was a somber affair, making Jill's bright and breezy floral number somewhat jarring, especially when compared to the other guests' mute, more formal attire. Jill Biden was more a real housewife than First Lady when she rocked a skin-tight sequined latex look in September 2022. Given that Jill was attending an Elton John gig at the White House, many would think she was dressed fittingly. However, others begged to differ, filing Jill's slinky style under eye for inappropriate outfit. Jill told the crowd when she donated her inaugural gowns to the First Lady's collection at the Smithsonian in January 2023.
When I became First Lady, I knew that people would start to care a lot more about what I wore.
She continued to say, and there have been times when I welcome that spotlight because I knew that my clothes could help me say something important. Still, it's likely Jill didn't welcome the comments that her Elton John ensemble sparked. One naysayer on X, formerly Twitter, wrote, "Gosh, she looks terrible. Not only the wrong dress, but, well, age also." Another commenter added, "Jill looks awful. She desperately needs a stylist." Jill Biden raised eyebrows on the other side of the pond in September 2022 when she made a fascinator faux pas while attending Queen Elizabeth II's funeral at Westminster Abbey. The First Lady seemingly muddled up her state affair style etiquette by donning the jaunty headpiece, which is rarely, if ever, worn to memorials. Instead, it's the item of choice for weddings and special events, while hats are the appropriate attire for somber affairs. The fashion police were out in force patrolling social media and delivering their verdict. One wrote, "Why does Jill Biden always look like such a hot mess? Nothing says I'm mourning for Queen Elizabeth like a big black bow in your hair." Another responded, "She looked ridiculous wearing a black bow in her hair. As an American woman, I was embarrassed and shocked, and I am an average savvy dressed person of her age. She should have worn a dignified black hat." Jill Biden unleashed her inner Cruella de Vil in February 2022 when she donned a Dalmatian-spotted dress and matching jacket. The First Lady slipped into the Brandon Maxwell two-piece for a Black History Month closing event at the White House. The stylish suit undoubtedly made her stand out from the crowd, but given other attendees' block-colored clothing, some found the patterned outfit a tad inappropriate. Social media's fashionistas were quick to pounce. One wrote, "Love the mask, adore Dr. Jill, but the suit looks like it's made from Dalmatians." Another wrote, "Love Jill, but that getup is a bit much. Too many black spots." Another commenter added, "Can someone who loves her tell her to fire her stylist? Every dress is a disaster." Showing her commitment to environmental issues, Jill's look was recycled. She wore the same dress to the 2021 Olympics opening ceremony in Japan and to meet Boris Johnson in June 2021. The day after meeting with the British Prime Minister, Jill slipped into another recycled Brandon Maxwell ensemble. That time, it was a bespoke red dress that she had worn to a Memorial Day service in Virginia. The fashion Bible, Vogue, praised Jill's dedication to repurposing her style choices. In a May 2024 article, they wrote, "Rewearing outfits is another shrewd, politically loaded choice, positioning her as a woman of the people who actually wears her clothes, and an environmentally conscious one at that." Jill Biden unwittingly displayed it all in April 2024. The F.L.O.T.U.S wore a stunning $15,990 crystal-embroidered Oscar de la Renta gown to host a dinner for Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and his wife Yuko. Still, her underwear, not outerwear, ensured she hit the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Unfortunately, Jill learned that certain materials don't stand up to the bright lights caused by a sea of cameras. The dress turned sheer as the photographer snapped, resulting in the First Lady flashing the flesh. Jill has made it clear that she's not here for frivolous things, such as fashion, but that didn't stop critics from coming out in storm about her outfit. Jill Biden trended in February 2021 after she was snapped while out and about shopping with her hair in a scrunchie. Jill was picking up some sugary goodness from the Black-owned bakery, the Sweet Lobby. Not surprisingly, the internet was firmly divided. One commenter wrote, "So part of what I never realized I needed was a F.L.O.T.U.S in a scrunchie." Another raved, "She's a real person, not a made-up Barbie doll." Others believed it made for an inappropriate outfit. One would-be fashionista wrote, "Sickening, you've got to be kidding." The 80s and 90s staple has made a comeback recently, but that had nothing to do with her choice to rock one. In fact, Jill had no idea what a scrunchie actually was. She told Kelly Clarkson.
My daughter called me right after I left that shop and said, Mom, everybody's talking about the scrunchie. I said, what scrunchie? I didn't know what she was talking about.